I just want to go over part of this video real quick to show you that you can't let your guard down around these people for 1 minute. They're all immoral agents who stand against individual freedom. They want to control your mind, control the narrative, and get you to continue to believe in the destructive mythology of government. Talk show host Bill Maher says that political correctness is a cancer on progressivism and that the vast majority of liberals in America hate it. During an appearance on CNN's Cuomo Prime Time last night, the Real Time with Bill Maher host complained that he was constantly on the receiving end of criticism for asking tough questions of Democratic politicians. These are left versus right paradigm propagators, guys. Getting both sides to believe that the right way is the government way, no matter what side you pick. Nobody's going to go after the Federal Reserve. Nobody's going to go after the IRS. Nobody's going to say anything negative about the military-industrial complex, not in any substantial way. Here's the clip.
Oh, the media. Well,
although according to the president, it's one and the same, and that's why you can't believe us.
Well, you know, I don't have a lot of faith because, you know, we don't live in the era of news divisions as lost leaders like we used to. The news division didn't used to have to make a profit. Then that changed. And then you have to report to the board like everybody else and show your earnings. And in that atmosphere, they are always going to be looking for eyeballs. That's going to be the most important thing, is getting people to click, getting people to watch.
As washed up as Bill Maher is, he succinctly drilled down and struck the nerve of follow the money. Corporate media is motivated by profit. That's it, not by a sense of true journalistic integrity.
And in that atmosphere, I mean, look at how much they overcovered Hillary's emails in 2016 and what effect did that have on the election. Now, there's a lot of reasons why the Democrats lost, and many of them were Hillary was a terrible candidate. That's absolutely true.
She didn't help.
Yeah, Hillary was a terrible candidate. But why was she a terrible candidate? Because it's always a terrible idea for one person to stand behind the podium and be given the reins of pretend power of a presidency that declares that person to be the leader of the free world. Hillary was a terrible candidate because they're all terrible candidates. And they're all terrible candidates because they want to rule you and they use good intentions as the drumbeat for their campaigns. Every one of them. As Daniel Webster rightly said, good intentions will always be pleaded for every assumption of authority. It's hardly too strong to say that the Constitution was made to guard the people against the dangers of good intentions. There are men in all ages who mean to govern well, but they mean to govern. They promise to be good masters, but they mean to be your masters. But neither Bill Maher nor Chris Cuomo will inform us of this.
The situation with the emails in terms of how she handled it with her answers and her actions.
Absolutely. No, right. And she committed obstruction of justice. Now, Trump did, I think, in much worse fashion, but, you know, I mean, smashing up your your phones and your hard drives.
They had a story about it, but it was a bad outcome.
Yeah, okay. But they overcovered it. They overcovered it. They beat it to death. I mean, even Bernie Sanders had said in one of those early debates, enough about Hillary's emails.
Yeah, and whatever came of that coverage? Nothing. No substantial punishment ever befalls the figurehead puppets of the elite.
I don't know, but no, I don't trust the media. If that's the question, that's my answer.
And nobody should trust them. Ever. It's common sense.
I don't take it personally.
Not you personally.
I get it a lot.
I make a big exception for.
Yeah, I make an exception for you, Chris, even though you admitted that your own network was the biggest supporter of that email deleting candidate we just talked about.
Doing what they call in politics freezing pockets, because the donors are giving her money thinking she's going to run. That means they're not going to have available money for other candidates if she doesn't, and I don't think she's going to give it to them.
She's on her way to deciding.
We'll see.
About deciding.
We couldn't help her any more than we have.
I know.
You know what I mean? She's got just a free ride so far from the media. We're the biggest ones promoting her campaign. We couldn't help her any more than we have.
I know.
You know what I mean? She's got just a free ride so far from the media. We're the biggest ones promoting her campaign. I get it a lot. Also, it is hard in this environment right now. When people want confirmation and echo, I can't tell you how often they say, look, Cuomo, I want to like you, but man, stop going after the Democrats. Maybe they're not giving money to the kids on the border, but you got to stay focused.
Welcome to my world, because I'm one of the few people out there also who has no team, even though I think I have a team. I'm I certainly caucus with the Democrats, and as long as Donald Trump is president, I am down the line Democrat.
And that's your us versus them, left versus right paradigm propaganda poison served up on tap for the masses.
But you go after them, but I think isn't that your
exactly. I go
responsibility?
after them because they need going after. They need some tough love.
But it's not really tough love. It's all a part of the show. Protagonist versus antagonist. It makes a very exciting, engaging three-ring circus.
And I'm not going to stop. But yes, their stuff is raggedy too. They have some things they have to answer for, and they don't help themselves a lot. And I think a lot of this far-left political correctness is a cancer on progressivism.
This statement is truly insane when you think about it. Saying far-left political correctness is a cancer on progressivism is like saying far-left cancer is a cancer on the cancer of progressivism. It's all the same malignant statist cancer. And these guys are superstar salesmen for it.
I think when you talk to Trump supporters, they are not blind to his myriad flaws. But one thing they always say is he's not politically correct. I don't think you can overestimate how much people have been choking on political correctness and hate it. There were 2 studies about this recently. It was in the New York Times front page story a few months ago. It was also in the Atlantic about a year ago. The vast majority of liberals in this country hate it. They think political correctness has gone way too far. No one likes to be living on eggshells.
Yes, political correctness is societal cancer, but political correctness is not the root cause of the problem. The root cause is the belief in the mythology that somebody has the legitimate moral right to rule you and that somehow you have the legitimate moral obligation to obey those rulers no matter what. That's the cancer that neither Chris Cuomo nor Bill Maher nor any mainstream media actor will ever be allowed to talk about. If you guys enjoyed these videos, don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. Subscribe to me over on minds.com and Gab. And if you want to support the channel, my Patreon, PayPal, and Bitcoin links are in the description below. You can also support the channel by buying one of these hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirts from my shirt store. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.